Where in America did you find a Ford Escort Cosworth? I don't want to shake your hand, I want to hug you. Actually, I want to hug the car.
That's exactly what I did.
Oh, my God.
Did I nail it or did I nail it? Look at that.
What year is it?
It's a 1995 Ford Escort RS Cosworth. It is a unicorn of a car, and I found it locally. It belonged to a guy called Emil.
There is no way Emil willingly let this car go.
He didn't let it go willingly. Because it's so rare, he can't find a single person to work on it.
Oh, I'll work on it. I'll definitely work on it.
But I've got you.
Oh, my God, it drove in here. It looks absolutely... What's the catch?
Why does there have to be a catch?
Of course there's a catch.
Just drinking that interior.
Oh, yes. This is 90s rally. Recaro seats, hugs your body. Ford 5-speed. Even the steering wheel's on the right side.
Well, left side.
Rally side.
Correct, yes. You like it? Hey?
No, there's a problem somewhere. I reckon it's under the bonnet.
Why does there have to be an issue?
Because it doesn't add up. Something doesn't add up. There's got to be a catch.
There is a catch, yeah. Just under there. Lift it up. There you go.
There it is. That's the Cosworth part of our car. That's the 2-litre Y engine. Plus, it's got the later T25 turbo.
Correct.
So what's the problem?
It has got an oil leak. It's coming between the engine and the gearbox.
I'm going to take the engine out.
Are you?
Diagnose the problem, replace it, repair it, put it back in.
You want to take the engine out to do that?
Well, yeah, it's a Cosworth.
Don't put the bonnet down yet, because I haven't quite finished.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Well, you know the first time you get in a Cosworth, it gives you
a little tingle in the pants area.
It's a fizz. I call it a fizz. The fizz is flat.
All right, so it's down on power.
It is.
I wonder if it's a turbo problem.
Well, it could be a turbo problem, so why you got the engine out?
Well, fine, we'll take the engine out, I'll rebuild the turbo, and while it's out, we'll give the whole engine a going over. New gaskets, new oil, new filters. We'll stick a new clutch in, because it's worth doing.
Perfect.
Lovely.
First, I'm going to take the bumper off. It's covered in stone chips, so I'm going to get it off to the paint shop and out of my way. And then remove the turbo shield, disconnect the hoses and the vacuum line, then drain the coolant to prepare the engine for removal.
Yeah, Mike was right. There's definitely an oil leak coming from between the engine and the gearbox, and this is a problem. The bell housing is a dry area. It houses the flywheel and the clutch. Now, we know the engine's a wet area, that's full of oil, and the same with the gearbox, that's also a wet area. The problem is, I don't know which one it's coming from.
And that means both have to come out.
You might think it's strange that I'm working on the suspension to take an engine out of a car. And if this was an early rear-wheel drive Mark I Escort, you'd be right. I'd take it out the conventional way via the bonnet. But because this is the later four-wheel drive system, the drive shafts run out the bottom of the oil pan, it's actually easier for me to take the whole unit, the engine, the gearbox and the suspension, and drop it all to the floor and lift the car off it. Mike tells me this car's down on power. Also, the turbo gauge doesn't work. Now, I've checked the vacuum hose and it all seems in order, so I reckon that this turbo is going to need a rebuild. And rebuilding is actually quite straightforward. I've bought a rebuild kit, but before I start using it, it's really important to work out exactly how a turbo works. And it's actually quite simple. We all know an engine, when running, releases exhaust gases. And normally those gases are wasted, they escape out the back of the car. But what a turbo does is it makes clever use of those gases and turns them into power. The principles behind a turbo are actually quite simple. It's a pair of hollow chambers, here and here, that inside house a pair of fans. A red one here on the exhaust side because it's hot, a blue one that also has a fan in. Now both those fans are connected together by a centre shaft. That means that they now spin at the same time. Now the first shaft spins because it's powered by the exhaust gases. So the first fan is now spinning the second fan. But what that second fan's doing is it's drawing in cold, fresh air from the outside. That fan is spinning so fast that it actually compresses that oxygen. It jams loads of O2 molecules together, getting more into that tiny space. The byproduct of that means that it actually also gets hot. So when it leaves the second fan, it needs to go via an intercooler. That intercooler now cools that newly compressed air. The air, now cold and compressed, is pumped back into the engine. And the great thing about cold, compressed air is that it's full of oxygen. And of course, engine relies on fuel and oxygen to go bang. So really, turbos are actually quite simple. No wires, no computers. In fact, all cars should have them.
The Ford Escort RS Cosworth was the dream car of every 90s bother boy in the UK, but it's as rare as hen's teeth here in America. 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds, with a top speed of 140 miles an hour, because he had independent suspension, rally-bred four-wheel drive, and a snarling turbo 2-litre under the bonnet. But who can look at anything but that third wing? At £23,000 or $30,000, this car was pricey. Plus, it needed a ton of work.
It has got an oil leak. The fizz is flat.
And dropped the motor to fix the oil leak,
There's the bucket list checked.
replaced the clutch and rebuilt the exhausted turbo.
Ta-da! Look at that.
I sourced a set of proper rally wheels and powder-coated them white to boost the Cos's curbside appeal.
Hey, good to see you.
And consulted with one of the vehicle's designers, Frank Stephenson, and built the Cos's third wing, the way it was originally imagined.
The wing actually looks better, but it also performs better.
It wasn't easy, and it certainly wasn't cheap, but working on a Cosy was a dream come true for Ant and me. The question now is, can we get our money back? We paid around £23,000 or $30,000 for the car. Repairing the oil leak set us back $200. New clutch, cat, brakes and other replacement parts added up to $540. Rebuilding and balancing the turbo, $275. The rare 4-lug rally wheels, tyres and powder coating was $1,650. The third wing went from prototype to finished product and it cost a whopping $5,000. That adds up to a total of $37,665 or £28,500. Plus 53 man-hours, not bad.
Say something. Come on, say something.
Just lift my jaw off the floor. I've seen hundreds of these Cosworths, but I've never lusted or wanted a car so much as I want this one right now. It is just unbelievable. It's a feast for the eyes. What with the wheels and the real triumph has to be this third wing. How was that never there in the first place?
I think Frank was right.
It's just so glorious to look at.
You think it looks good? Wait till you drive it.
This car is just unbelievable and it's just snatching through the gears into the bends. You know the fizz? The fizz
yeah.
that I said was missing?
It's back.
The fizz is so backhand. Wow.